So being the outrageous nerd that I am, I waited all the way till midnight because, as you guys know, they're going to be playing the Ducktales premiere for the show, for the new reboot show, all day long, starting at midnight. So yeah, this was my New Year's Eve in a way. And it's kind of funny. It was like, this is how much of a loser I am as a human being. I stayed up all night to watch a reboot of a cartoon I watched as a child. Ha ha! Not tonight, thoughts of suicide. Oh God, I really have problems. Anyway, let's not talk about my state of mental health. Let's talk about some cartoons. So, I love this. I love this show already. Although, admittedly, the premiere feels like the first two parts put together. The first two episodes put together, which I would not be surprised if that was the case, is that it was just the first two episodes thrown together and made into a special. But, having said that, yeah, this was really good. I like the new take on all the characters. And also, can I just say that in under 3 minutes, I think in under, 5 minutes... 5 minutes, yeah, there we go, 5 minutes. We got a reference to not only Cape Suzette, but also St. Canard, and if I'm right, the town, I'm forgetting the town's name, but the town where the Rescue Rangers are in, the main town they live in, Chippendale Rescue Rangers. So, can we just acknowledge for a second that 30 seconds into this, a minute under this episode, Dewey actually says, "I'll get us to Cape Suzette in no time." Because they live in a houseboat with Donald. Yeah, and then we got a reference to St. Canard. Yeah. Can we just acknowledge that for a second? Anyway, so the main thing of this first half of this episode is Scrooge connecting with Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and also them encountering Webby. And it is kind of a mystery that the family kind of broke up, and Donald and Scrooge just do not talk anymore. I love the voice actors for Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Dewey, most of you guys would know best as the voice of Ben Schwartz, who was best known for his voice as Randy Cunningham, Ninth Grade Ninja. So he's back on Disney XD. We also have Webby's voice actress, Kate Micucci, who most of you guys would know best for Sadie on Steven Universe, but it's kind of obvious from her energetic attitude. I feel like they wanted to have Kristen Schaal, but they couldn't get her, so they went with Kate Micucci. I don't know, and I like the new Webby. I honestly like the new take they have on Webby, rather than Uncle Scrooge. Or the boys with Beakley. I'm really glad this new take on Beakley, who's this really badass and really sarcastic. I think her and Launchpad had some of the best lines in here. Like, when he's like, "I'm a pilot," and then Beakley just loses her shit and throws a pen into the wall, and he's like, "Oh, never mind." And then when they're trying to rescue Scrooge, he's literally like, "Okay, random person I just met." Launchpad has definitely got the best lines, but yeah, let's talk about Scrooge McDuck. David Tennant knocks it out of the park. Granted, it's really hard to follow up with Scrooge's original voice actor, Alan Arkin. Alan Young, excuse me, why did I say Alan Arkin? Alan Young. It's really hard to follow up with that, but I think he does a really good job as this kind of this Scrooge who's retired from his days of adventuring, and he's kind of cut himself off for 10 years from his family. And it's a very interesting take on it, that this first half is him kind of reconnecting. In fact, the whole two halves is him kind of just reconnecting as they go to Atlantis. I really like this take on Scrooge, and he has all of this horrible stuff, not so much in a museum, but more of it's in his garage. He has this, all these relics in this garage. And it ends with him trying to fight a dragon that eats gold. And of course, there's only one place with gold in all of Duckburg. So, yeah. Donald's really cool in here. It's really fun, and it's really going to be fun to see Donald actually have a bigger role in here. I'm a huge fan of Donald Duck. Donald Duck's my favorite Disney character. So to see him, in a bigger role, it's just really satisfying. I really love it. And I like how his relationship with Scrooge is kind of going to grow over time, because it is very obvious those two have not gotten along in a while. They have not been the best of acquaintances in a while. So it's kind of it's nice to see and see where this goes, especially how you see their family was kind of divided in a way. So I'm very curious to see where they're going to go with this kind of, and I think that's the big overarching mystery, is what made Scrooge retire, basically, in a way, hopefully, and especially the villain we got in our first episode. We got frickin' Flintheart Glomgold as the first episode's villain. How awesome is that? Seriously. Speaking of Glomgold, I kind of like the new angle they're going with him, in that Glomgold he's the cheap, as Scrooge said about Glomgold, he's the cheaper version of me. Which, given my expenses, it means that he's still pretty rich. So I like that, Glomgold is pretty much like this. He's very envious of being Scrooge. Like, he is trying to, be the only Scottish millionaire duck. And he has such an envy toward... I mean, yeah, he was pretty envious of Scrooge in the past, in the original series, but it's like taken to new heights in this new show. And I find that hilarious. And also, I didn't... for the longest time, until I saw the credits, I honestly thought that it was Alex Hirsch doing the voice of Glomgold. I actually thought that was his... I thought that was... Because it sounded really close to, like, Scottish Grunkle Stan, didn't it? I can't be the only one who thought that. But no, it was Keith Ferguson, who most of you guys would know best as Lord Hader. Most of you guys would know him best as Lord Hader from Wander Over Yonder. And listening to it now, I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely Scottish Hader. Like, once I really, watching rewatching those parts with Glomgold again, I was like, oh yeah, it's Scottish Hader. Now I'm imagining Lord Hader in a Scottish kilt and a bagpipe yelling, "Ugh, peepers!" Oh, that's terrible. Yeah. It was such a great intro to the show. I love all the little gags, especially, like I said, Launchpad, Launchpad gets the best lines, honestly. He's like, when he gets that pile of venomous snakes dumped on him while they're in Atlantis, he's literally like, after he gets bit by all these snakes, he's like, "Hi, I'm everybody's friend." Man. I also like how, like I said before, they keep Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and they give them all these different distinct personalities rather than make them just color copies of each other. I like how Dewey is the adventurous one and kind of the mischief maker. Huey is the planner. He really brings up the whole Junior Woodchuck Scouts deal. I really like that, because that's a nice little thing from the previous show. And Louie's pretty much an asshole. Like, he's just he's just kind of the lazy jerk of the three. And I like how, which one's the evil triplet? Louie. It's very much like Quack Pack, but done right, if that makes any sense. Like, this whole idea they're taking with Huey, Dewey, and Louie is giving them distinct personalities, very much like I said, Quack Pack, if the execution was, better. And I like that the overarching mystery looks like it's going to be what happened to Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mother. That looks like the very the big overarching mystery. And they do, and Donald and Scrooge bring up this spear of Lafia. I don't think I'm saying it right, but I could be wrong. But it was something to do with a spear, and that's what really drove them apart. So I'm pretty sure Huey, Dewey, and Louie's mother had a hand in that. And we're probably going to find out what happened to his mother, and that's what really drove Donald and Scrooge apart from one another. So, but yeah, now we have to wait after months and months of waiting. And granted, I was not disappointed with this hour-long premiere. Don't get me wrong, I was really happy with this. But now we gotta wait another month. We have to wait till September, I think the 23rd, to see more episodes, to see the rest of the season. Ugh, come on, guys. I waited this long, now I gotta wait another month? Seriously, come on. But yeah, so you guys tell me in the comments below, what do you guys think of the DuckTales reboot so far? Do you guys? I think it's probably one of the best reboots we've had in a while. Better than anything CN's done outside of Samurai Jack, right? Anyway, so just comment below, let me know, what did you guys think of this? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? Once again, I hope you all enjoyed this review, and I will see you guys later.